Pepper says, are you ready to live a more simpler life? I know I am because I do it every day. Hello everyone! So as we're outside on this beautiful day and we're gardening and doing the no spin challenge, I really want to talk about living a more simpler life. And to everyone, that's going to look a little differently. To me, living a more simpler life is not working 7 days a week, because between Hoarders Heart, my passion, and my regular job, I work 7 days a week being a mama, and it's really starting to weigh on me. And I just want to cut back and be more free and focus on Hoarders Heart being my full-time income, because it's my passion, it's my calling. I know that this is what I want to do in life. I want to be able to not only clean my hoard, but to help other people clean their hoards and other people heal their relationships and just bring awareness to this world of the true mentality behind this stuff. So as we're doing all the gardening and being outside, that's what we're going to be talking about, is just what are our dreams? What does it look like to live a simpler life? And how do we start to take the steps to get there? So as we begin to talk about living a more simpler life and living an intentional life, I'm going to be gardening using a lot of items that I already have, except for these annual plants, because I love gardening and it's so therapeutic to my soul. And that's what I want to spend time doing. Things that I love, that mean something to me. So to take steps forward into living a simpler life, I need to realize that time is the greatest asset that I have. And how do I want to allocate that time? How do I want to schedule that out? My schedule is so overbooked, and I feel like a lot of people struggle with that too because of the lifestyle and times that we're in right now. Our schedules are packed with work, being moms, school and sports schedules, appointments, meetings, charity work. There is just so much going on, but we're not carving out any time for ourselves to kind of recharge our batteries. And I struggle carving out time for myself because I have a hard time saying no to people. People always reach out to me and ask for help in various areas of my life. And I tend to have a hard time saying no. I don't know how to establish a boundary to say that I'm sorry, I can't work that day, or I'm sorry, I'm not available to organize that party. My whole life, I always kept busy 7 days a week. And I don't know if that was an ADHD thing, that I couldn't not have anything to do and sit still, or if that's just what we're all used to now. So moving forward, I will make sure that I schedule that out and that it is okay to say no to someone. They're not going to be mad at me. They're not going to be upset at me. They'll still be my friends. It's just I need to start respecting my time more. So now that we're creating more time for ourselves, a lot of times people talk about they live a simpler life by, of course, owning less. If you own less, that means that there's less time of cleaning, decluttering, and organizing. That's definitely a philosophy that minimalists live by. But this isn't the first time that I left a very secure job to follow my dreams. I had done this once before when I was pregnant with Brandon, and all I wanted to do was be a stay-at-home mom. And I hate to make the correlation that the hoarding helped me do that, but it did. And I have to be very careful with my wording, but this is my truth. I lived a much simpler life when I was home with Brandon, raising him as a newborn baby, because I was very resourceful and very frugal. And I got everything either for free or curbside pickup or very cheap from yard sales because of my ability to be frugal and resourceful. The problem was that I didn't create a boundary because I have hoarding disorder. So I just saved and saved and saved, but never decluttered and let go. And because I never decluttered or let go, that's why the house over the years had become a level 4 hoarding issue. And since I wasn't decluttering, it was the basement that held most of the hoard, where the rest of the home, it was easier to maintain and clean. It wasn't until 2018 when I finally started decluttering is when that action started taking up a lot of my time. And because at its core, my nervous system is still wired that the hoarding has saved me, it's making me scared to follow my dream because I don't want to be triggered to start hoarding all over again, to feel like I'm surviving and providing for my family. It's okay to be resourceful. It's okay to be frugal. That's what we're doing right now because the prices are so high. I'm reusing things I already have, spray painting them to look fresh and new again. But can I draw the line in the sand? Can I create the boundary between being resourceful and hoarding? That's another growth step that I have to take forward if I want to live a more simpler life. And I believe that I can because we are taking those steps forward. I do recognize what trash really is, and I do recognize that when we don't need it anymore, it's okay for me to let it go. I know my life's purpose is to grow Hoarders Heart so that we can help people heal and humanize hoarding disorder. And to me, that's what intentional living feels like. Helping people, raising the vibration of this planet by loving one another and caring for one another. That's what I want to do. And to get to that point of leaving my secure job, I need to simplify my life in these different various ways. That's why we're going to keep our schedule open so that I can schedule more me time and family time. That is also why we are decluttering and we're not going to hoard and hold on to so much stuff. We're going to recognize and establish a boundary between being resourceful and hoarding disorder. And to help counter that scarcity mindset of hoarding disorder so it doesn't get triggered, I'm going to practice gratitude and appreciating what is already around me. Like on this beautiful day, planting flowers, using stuff that I already have. This puts me into an abundance mindset and it helps keep that need to hoard, to save at bay. And of course, a very big one is controlling your spending habits. Now, that's something that I harnessed a very long time ago because I am debt-free and I do have an emergency fund. It's just recently that emergency fund was used because there were some big things that had broken and had to be replaced. Which I am grateful that we had that emergency fund so that we could pay those expenses in cash. It's just I want to rebuild it because I'd feel a lot more comfortable leaving my current job if I had the 6-month emergency fund, because now it got knocked back to about 4 months. And before I show you the no spend challenge for June, I just wanted to show you all my garden. I love gardening. This is very therapeutic to my soul. Now, in this area, I have to do more pots because everything that I've ever planted in this area has died. I don't know why. I haven't gotten the soil tested out, but that's why I reuse these pots every year and put some annuals here. And this right here, the 3 butterflies represent my 3 miscarriages. So of course, this section is very special to my heart. And overall, this did not cost me a lot of money, just for some extra dirt and the cost of annuals. I do have perennials on the side, and I do need to clean out that section of the garden beds. And again, that's not really going to cost me much money to just clean out and weed this section. Which brings me to the no spend challenge. Now, I originally started doing this to control the flow of items coming into my house. As a recovering hoarder, I needed more things going out than coming in. But the bonus to that was how I saw my bank accounts growing. I wasn't living paycheck to paycheck anymore. I was able to pay off debt and create an emergency fund. And we're going to continue doing the no spend challenge so that I can follow and pursue my dream of doing Hoarders Heart full time as my only income. This is how we did in May. Of course, I'm recording this while we're still in May, but I definitely already reached my goal. I did 15 out of 31 days because there are so many birthdays, there are so many confirmations, there are so many things happening in May, and I don't want to take away from that. But we did really good. Now, if I show you April, we definitely surpassed our goal. We had 18 out of 30 days that we spend no money, which brings me to our June 2023 no spend challenge. And what I like to do is I color in the days that I spend no money. Now, that doesn't count if you have to fill up your tank with gas, pay the mortgage. Necessities don't count. So if there's a day that you paid the mortgage but spent no money on extra stuff, you still color in that day. Paying bills, filling up your tank with gas, and grocery shopping does not count. Now, for my rules, I like to do more grateful rules instead of like sacrificing, saying, I'm not buying any new clothes. I like to reword it as in, I'm enjoying the summer clothes I already own. And I put in items that I know that I feel triggered to buy during this season. And if you would like a free copy of the June No Spend Challenge, please email me at hoardersheart@gmail.com. I do have a website being developed right now, and hopefully by July it'll be up and running so that you'll be able to go on the website to get future no spend challenges.